Hi, Bridge. It's Melancholy Monday. The car's broken again. And despite going down the back of the sofa, I haven't found the money that is going to be needed to fix it. Although I did find a couple of hair clips I was looking for, which was useful. And I'm just feeling a bit bleak. It's not all your fault, most of it is, but it's not all your fault. Much of it, I'm sure, is the fact that I could do with another patch. And some of it is the fact that my big boy in 18 months will be going off to pastures new, and I'm not ready for that. But it does make me sort of think about, you blink and you miss it. You held them in your arms as tiny babies. I can still feel their skin and see their little red cheeks of when they woke up in their grow bags after their lunchtime. Now, I see it like it was yesterday, and yet here we are paving the way to go to university. It happens like that. Yet for them, it takes forever. And seeing them going to school today, certainly my youngest, running up to her friends, hugs, kisses, linking arms, skipping into school, for them it's an eternity. They haven't seen each other for like 4 days. And yet there's so much to catch up on. They live each other, they breathe each other. And for some of these kids, this is the last half term they'll be able to do that, because they'll be moving to a new school, because their parents can't afford this school. And for a lot of those kids, their needs aren't going to be met at the new school. And for the existing kids, their needs aren't going to be met with the loss of their friends. It's like a bereavement. It's a grieving process for them. I've already started the grieving process of my son going on to university, which I know is pathetic. And I'm like, oh, for God's sake, Marjorie, get over it. It's not that deep. But to me, it is. I adore him, and I'm going to miss him. And I think as a mum, how much that's hurting me. What about these friendship groups that are just being exploded? And it's making me cry, because it just doesn't need to be this way. It didn't need to be this way. And in the future, when these kids are talking about it, when they're grown up and they say, why was that? Why did they have to move? Why did we have to move? Why couldn't we stay at the school we were at? What's the answer going to be, Bridget? Because it sure as hell isn't going to be because we needed to save state school, because we know that's not going to work. So what is the answer? What is it all for? What was this all for? What are they going to have to show for their broken friendships and their broken hearts? I can put another patch on and hope that that makes me feel a bit better. What are they going to do? That's not a rhetorical question. What are they going to do? Because you talk about educational standards all the time, driving high and rising standards. God, Bridget, what about their emotional needs? What about the emotional well-being of these children? And when you say it won't really affect that many, how many matters? How many does it need to affect before you go, yeah, that's not okay? How many kids do you need to see with tears streaming down their faces, crying themselves to sleep? How many parents do you need to see with tears streaming down their faces, crying themselves to sleep? What's it going to take for you to see what you're doing? I don't disagree that state needs investment, both educationally and financially. I do not disagree with that. I disagree with the fact that you're asking children to pay for it. And I disagree with your interpretation of all children, because my interpretation is exactly that: all children. You are testing on them, Bridget. You are using children as collateral damage. And in time, when these kids are grown up and they ask what it was all for, what's your answer going to be? I hope you've got a good one.